Howdy folks, how's it diddling? In this video, working on the MG ZR160 again. So, going to do a code read, because the engine light's still on, in which I bought a new code reader. And also going to fix the bumper, and hopefully get it fitted on the car. So, come and join me. How much rust? All of it. This is the code reader that I bought, a Clark one. Now, the one that I had got turns out it's only for Volkswagen and Audis. Now, I've done a bit of research, and this should, in theory, work on the MG. But we'll give it a go and see what happens. If you're curious to know where the ODB2 port is on the MG ZR, on the right-hand drives in the UK, not sure about European, but it is literally next to the clutch pedal. Here we go. And then if you just pan round here, you have to get on the floor, and there it is in all its dusty glory. So let's get our plug and plug it in. Job's a good one. That's the screen. So let's turn the ignition on. As the fuel pump goes. So I bought this unit from Machine Mart the other day, £35, because I kind of needed one. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Come back out of that. Here we go. So it's scanning. Live data. Let's see how this goes. Oh. So we've got DCs and this ECU, blah, blah, blah. Read codes. Okay. Current, pending. Heater circuit bank. So if we come back out of that, back. Erase the codes. Yes, please. And apparently it's erased the codes, so that's good. So we'll go back. Turn it off. Turn it back on. Let's do another check. Let's go back. Right. Well, let's see if the engine light's gone off. Right, moment of truth. There is the engine light. Alright. Let's hope it goes out. Contact. Yes! It's gone out! Brilliant! So the engine light's gone out. That's fantastic. So I've been reading up. Let me turn the engine off. Ah, oh, that's fantastic. So I've been reading up on good old Sony stereos, eh? So I've been reading up about different code readers for MG ZRs. Apparently some work, some don't. So took a punt on this one because apparently it's one that goes with the system. And yeah, fantastic. Now the reason that it got the engine light on is obviously that the post-cat O2 sensor or lambda sensor was missing, so that's been plugged in. But also that with MGs, if you get low on fuel, it can throw a code up and bring the engine light up. So, and this was very low on fuel the other day. So that's sorted, done and dusted. Fantastic. So let's try it again. Make sure it just wasn't a fluke. There's the engine light illuminated. And contact. Oh, that's brilliant. That's fantastic. So that light's out and we're all good. So it won't fail an MOT with the light on. That's brilliant. We know that it works. Now, it's quite funny really. The way that the MOT laws at the moment are, if this was a 2003 vehicle, then that light, even though it was on, would be classed as an advisory on the MOT. Because it's a 2004, it would fail. So, that's done. Let's crack on with fixing the bumper. When this had a bit of a bump, you can clearly see the fixings that go into the bottom of the wing have been ripped out. And what we're going to do is not replace all of it, but I've got this piece off a scrap car down at Looms's. And all I'm going to do is that follows the profile like that. So I'm going to cut with my Dremel along there, then kind of put this piece underneath like so, and then use this. Now I've already used this before on the bumper to fix it where it was damaged, and really impressed with it. Obviously it's not very pretty, but it just needs to be able to sort this and glue that on so that the wing bolts that come down, you've got two, and have got something to bolt up to. So I'll just get my Dremel and we'll zip them off. Right, so now that they're cut out, as you can see, if we get the piece of plastic. Now, we're not going to stick this underneath, but it gives you a rough idea where it needs to go. Now, this is off a facelift Rover 25, and by the look of it, the plastic is a little bit thicker, so, but that's no problems. So, just need to trim that out, and the same with there. Trim it out with the Dremel. Now, it is worth saying as well, once you're cutting this, be careful, because obviously if you go at high speed, there is molten plastic being fired at you, so just be careful. You then need to get a blade or something just to score like that. Now, you don't want to cut on the line, you want to be able to cut just this other side, because if you cut too much off, then you can't put it back on. But yeah, so something like that. So we'll cut them pieces out and then start sticking them in. Right, and there we go. So cut them pieces out. So you got that piece that fits very nicely in there. Very good. And then this piece just fits in there. So next, plug that in. And what I'm going to do as well is just probably slightly grind down these edges, not too much, once these pieces are fitted. And then we're going to use some cable ties and a lighter and just melt on the top, just to kind of fill it in and give it a bit more extra strength. So there's one in. We'll put another one here and another one there. We'll also put some pieces possibly underneath, but these won't stick out. We'll use these little pliers once it's all cooled down, just to snip them off. And like I say, and then that with melting these on top, it'll just help. It will stop these from rusting out onto the wing. And there we go. So that one's all in, and it's nice and solid as well. So I've also noted I've got a repair down here to do, because now this is just a temporary repair. When I get the car eventually resprayed and everything like that, this bumper will be coming off and I'll get another one and get it resprayed. It's just that this is for the time being, because it's the original bumper on the vehicle. You can see the date there. And yeah, so but these repairs are not too bad. So next one is that. So I'll try and set the camera up. It's a bit difficult at the moment, so you can see how I use that. Right, got you set up. So we're just gonna carefully hold that about there, and then you get your little thing. Press the trigger in. let go of the trigger, let it cool down, try not to move it as it cools. And there we go. So just got to do that a couple of more times along here. And that is essentially the gist of plastic welding. So you get these little clips. And I always find that it's just worth just slightly bending them in. Like that. So then that they can, they've got a little bit of resistance so they don't fall straight out. And so just repeat the process, try and keep it very steady. And it is simple as that, folks. We need another one. Oh, that's going to get in the way there. Now you can hold on to this without burning yourself. Oh. And that's it. That is in there. There's a slight gap there, but like I say, it's better than what it was. So the next step is to cut these tongues off. Get your snippies, and you just want to try and keep it as... Now these aren't the best. Obviously, when you cut them, they will go flying. So make sure you got your blinkers on. And there we go. And then what I'll do is I'll just get the Dremel with a little grinding wheel and just... Because you can probably see they're still sticking up. They're quite proud. So... Job's a good one. And voila, there we go. Just quickly sanded them down so they're nice and flush and not poking out. So the next step will be to possibly just grind in here, make a little valley, and then heat up a cable tie and just blop, 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 blop that in. Now it doesn't look so pretty with the cable tie. I'll just show you. So all you do is use a lighter, melt the end of the cable tie, and then just blob it in, and that will go nice and hard. Let that cool. Then we'll sand this with the little Dremel. Where's the little death wheel that I've got for it? Yeah, with this little wheel, just tighten it up. I'll fix that, but I won't record it because at the end of the day, you've seen me do this. And then once we've done that, probably throw a coat of paint on it. Let that dry, and then with any luck, see if we can throw it onto the car. And there we go, folks. Front bumper is fitted. The bonnet is not too bad. So the fitment, now there is a bit of an issue with this side. Bit of a gap. And then this wing, yeah, not brilliant, but you know what? For Rover standards, that's mint. So there we go. Bumper's all fitted. Engine lights off. So the repair did good. Now the only thing I've got left to do, really, I need to change out that tyre because I don't like it, is to reattach the seals, because as you can see, the glue is not gluing anymore. But I'll take the seals off. I've got some M3 tape to be able to put on these. So, but you know, I would do it today, but I'm absolutely shattered, and I've got to peel all this old stuff off, which is going to take forever. So that'll be done before the MOT. So there we go, folks. Bumper fitted, engine light off. It's a go. Like I say, got to do the seals, but I'll do that some other time. But the next stage is MOT. So join me in the next video on the MGZR when I take it for an MOT and see if it passes. Fingers crossed it does. But if it doesn't, then, well, it gives me a couple of days or about a week until the Rustival. So if you like this kind of video, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, entirely up to you. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, folks. And until the next time, have a good one, and remember, tidy bar.